How y'all feeling? Pillars.
Awesome, awesome.
Yes, yes.
Excellent.
All right, what's
Excellent.
our time?
Feeling good,
We on
blessed. Let's
God's
get it.
time.
Nation
Let's
All
time.
right,
go.
all right.
God's time.
All right. I'm just checking. Shit. We'll get Ross started. All right. All right. Let's talk about this eclipse real quick. It's just important to know a little science, history, prophecy, and astrology on eclipse because this one I think will even be more profound than the 2017 one in terms of the things we see, how it's felt. I will say, in retrospect, I made a big error in the 2017 eclipse, and that was that I exposed myself to the rays. We had a huge party. I'm sure there's someone who was there, one art. Yo, we was hot and popping. We had little kids there making the little reflector eyeglasses and the pinhole boxes and, you know, eating food, burning her, just, and we had a big reason. And this is the reasoning we shared that day. But in retrospect, we should have honored our ancestry's tradition of avoiding them rays of the eclipse. And so I'm just saying that now, going into 24, that even though it is a once in a lifetime experience, I get it, you know. Uh our ancestries, they did not get down with no eclipses. We're gonna get into that a little bit, right? But, you know, I want to just say that so y'all are full aware of that, okay?
I have a question,
Please.
Rasbed. Greetings and love to everybody. This is Kafunya Star Rebel in the building.
Star Rebel, why not rebel?
Right? um, I was listening to everyone's presentation and everything, and are you going to be offering, is the collective going to be offering solutions to all of these situations that are coming up?
Uh, well, I think they say to be forewarned is to be forearmed, right?
Uh-huh.
And I mean,
I mean, we
one of
have
the,
all the warnings, we see all the signs and everything, but there's also a flip side to everything else too. It just
right.
can't be, um, like we're helpless and everything and we can't do anything
I
about.
didn't say we was helpless. That's
No,
why I
no,
say,
listen to
well, that's
me.
why I say we got to know the original. If you ask me, the best solution, and I thought I articulated it, but I will say it again, is to know prophecy.
Right.
Know,
Knowing
know,
prophecy, Ross,
know the original prophetic timeline. Because see,
it's
if you know
it's
the
good.
original prophetic timeline and you could move and live in such a way you align with that, you are you've you've done what you've done the hardest work. And some of the hardest work in 24 too is to not get spun out in the
Right.
false prophetic timeline. So that's the solution I could offer right here, right now. And maybe
Yeah.
that could be an ongoing reasoning we have throughout the year, right?
Yes.
And it should be each one teach one as well, right?
Exactly.
So I look forward to hearing solutions from others, you know? But right here, right now, and uh I wish the vision for 2024 wasn't as, what would you say, as much of a omen as a augur.
Mm,
I wish that, right?
yeah.
But to be honest, I haven't been able to give what I guess you would call an augur year vision since 2019.
Now, Russ, we know that thoughts create reality as well. So by us tapping into our thoughts and word sound power, I firmly know that we can steer the course as well
Well,
because
thank you.
we're
Thank you for that solution.
right. Because
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But the reality is, can we just proceed and build on that? Because I hear what you're saying. It's a very complex question.
yeah,
And
because what
because I
we
don't
have been,
have solutions to share right here, right now,
no,
it's something that would be better to build on at a next appointed time, you know?
right. Okay, I agree with that and I acknowledge that, but I just want to say to everyone that's here, where one or two are gathered, things can transform and transcend. That's what I would like to.
But then if that's true, then us coming together on this reasoning is in itself
Right, exactly. That's what I'm
the solution.
saying. You
All
know,
right, well, give
I'm not.
thanks, sister. You had to rebel for us real quick. Give thanks. All right. So, the Great American Eclipse of 2017, the science, history, mystery, prophecy, and astrology. So, how do eclipses work? Because it is one amazing uh, relationship between the sun and the moon. The sun's distance from Earth is about 400 times the moon's distance from Earth, right? But at the same time, the sun's diameter is about 400 times the moon's diameter. So the way these ratios line up, when they are in what's called exact conjunct or occult, right? They appear approximately the same size. So the moon eclipses or occults the sun. So eclipses are basically the moon casting a shadow across the earth, right? And you do have lunar eclipses where the earth will cast a shadow across the moon. Two types of solar eclipses, partial and total. There's, there's an eclipse every year, approximately every 16 months, somewhere visible on the planet, okay? And it'll either be partial or total, right? And so why an eclipse does not occur every new moon, right? Because an eclipse is a new moon, right? But the sun has an orbit of axis, the moon has an orbit of axis, right? The meeting point of those two orbits are what's called the nodes. So you know how you got the north node, the south node, Ketu, and Rahu. Again, the dragons. I think there's going to be a year of the dragon too in Chinese astrology, if I heard correctly. Uh, the nodes, when the sun and the moon are on the same orbital plane during a new moon, is going to be an eclipse, right? So the last total solar eclipse in the US was in 1918. And boom. The last one, again, was that 2017. Here's the path of the 1918 eclipse. Here is a mapping of the three. The 1918 eclipse that you could see stopped in the Caribbean, right? Then you had the 2017 eclipse, which went through Oregon and exited through South Carolina. And here's the path of the upcoming one, April 8th, 2024. Coming up from Mexico through Texas, touching one of them Great Lakes, Ohio, right? My Pittsburgh crew, I hope I ain't bust y'all bubble. I know y'all was planning on going out there and checking it. But I think the midpoint, right, on this image, it's identified as Jackson County, Illinois, but it's my understanding. One of the key points is Cahokia, you know? And maybe my Pittsburgh crew can jump in a little later and give more detail. I know they've been sciencing that, right? But let's just keep it moving, right? Eclipses in history. Sun and the moon were viewed by ancients as the major actors in the celestial drama. The sun ruled the heavens and established celestial order. Based on the principle as above, so below, kings and emperors were viewed as earthly embodiments or incarnations of the rulers of heaven, the sun, right? So solar eclipses were considered a disruption of celestial order and was considered a malefic omen for rulers whose land was traversed by an eclipse. Concerned about preservation of power post-eclipse, kings would sponsor priesthoods who could observe the heavens, calculate, and predict eclipses. This seems to have occurred around 2300 BC in ancient China. Rulers would weave elaborate myths explaining eclipses as invisible dragons attacking the sun god, etc. Here, this is again tying it in with the nodes, Rahu and Ketu, the north and south dragons. They also staged elaborate rituals to defeat these dragons, thus sustaining post-eclipse rule, right? There's a tradition of Ho and He, the drunk astronomers, who failed to inform the emperor of the October 26, 2137 BCE solar eclipse. Because they lunched, they was tripping, they was drunk. The emperor was unable to plan ceremony to chase the dragons away. Ho and He lost their heads, and they say there was never a drunk astronomer in classical China since then, right? In 585 BCE, there were two Middle Eastern armies, the Lydians and the Medes. They were in battle one day, and bam, what happened? A totally solar eclipse. So when the moon covered the sun and went dark, the warring factions took note, they laid down their arms, and they made peace right on the spot. As far as some European history, Louis of Bavaria, who was the son of Charlemagne, okay, was head of a great empire, the Charlemagne Empire, when on May 5th, 840, he witnessed a solar eclipse. He was so petrified, he just checked out. He died shortly thereafter, right? King Henry of England experienced a total solar eclipse on August 2nd, 1133. This occurred the day before he left on a prearranged trip to Normandy. He never made it home. He died while in Normandy. There was a total eclipse of the sun visible in Paris, May 22nd, 1724. The young 14-year-old King Louis XV observed it. Although he lived throughout his reign, France lost several Caribbean colonies, as well as status as a world power during Louis XV's reign. France lost the 7-Year War, giving up its North American territories. It also relinquished Austria and the Netherlands. Christopher Columbus is a tricky character. He used awareness of eclipses to his advantage. The fourth voyage to the Americas, Columbus got stranded in Jamaica, and the Arawak were caring for him, right? But they grew tired of him, like, yo, y'all characters, y'all gotta, move on. We don't like how y'all stay, right? So Columbus knew from his navigational and astronomical tables that there was going to be a total lunar eclipse February 29th, 1504. And so he called the natives together and he proclaimed to them, yo, if y'all don't resume feeding us, I'm gonna make the moon disappear. Of course, they ignored him. Then the eclipse occurred, right? So the Arawaks fed him till he got rescued. Wow, what a character, right? Those that are familiar with Tecumseh, right? The Shawnee prophet was attempting to confederate displaced indigenous that were ending up in the Ohio Valley. The Lenape, who had to go through their Trail of Tears, was a part of this collective. These bands of Shawnee meeting in Ohio, right? And Tecumseh was doing his best to unify these displaced bands into one collective, right? And so he had to call upon some mystical powers to make it happen. Because a lot of the ones that had ended up there were spun out by what do you call them? What do they call them characters? Proselytizing and preaching and you know, uh ones trying to Christianize them and uh educate them. Elias Boudinot them. When y'all watch the prophetic stage of 2024, you know exactly what I'm saying. If you haven't already seen it, now you know what it is. But just get them under another identity, right? So, in an attempt to, they was like battling and going back and forth, right? So, the colonizers challenged Tecumseh to turn the sun into darkness. And he said, okay, I got you, right? he being someone like Benjamin Banneker, maybe, right? A mound gritter who tracked the lunar cycles as well as the nodes, the meeting point of the sun and moon orbits. He was like, all right, I got you. And then on June 16th, 1806, he used the solar eclipse as an opportunity to order the Great Spirit to release the sun. Bam. He fucked them up with that one, you know, and became, y'all can read more about Tecumseh, but that really set the stage for his reign of leadership amongst the, Shawnee, Lenape, and where you say scattered bands of the eastern woodland Indians who they had put on a trail of tears, ending up in west of the Alleghenies in Ohio. Okay. Nat Turner also, right? One of the most well-known enslaved revolts to occur, centered around Nat Turner and a vision he got on an eclipse. In 1828, he had a vision. He would lead his people to liberty, but he'd have to wait for a sign from God. An annual eclipse of the sun occurred February 12th of that year, 1831. He saw it as a black angel occulting a white one. The time had arrived for the blacks to overcome the whites, is how he interpreted it, right? You also had this play out real deep in Zululand in 1879, January 22nd, where in the Battle of Isandlwana, 1,700 British soldiers were annihilated by the Zulu because there was a solar eclipse at 2:29 that day. And this motivated the Zulus, who claimed it was a sign they would prevail. You know? They call it the Day of the Dead Moon. It's also called Zulu Dawn. Hey, Naeem, is that Maisha's people who sing that song Zulu Dawn?
Yes. Twinkle Brothers. Yes.
The Twinkle Brothers. Yo, cue that up. Somebody cue up one of them pillars. Find the Twinkle Brothers. Zulu Dawn. We're going to have to run that. All right? So, yeah. That eclipse in 1914 that we talked about. Oh, no. This is another one. Excuse me. I think the one over the US was 1918. Excuse me. But in 1914, there was an eclipse over Europe that, you know, opened the door, opened that portal for World War One. World War One was the first war to introduce humanity to the horrors of modern warfare, armored tanks, aerial bombing, poisonous gas, right? World War Two ended in November 1918, marked by the year of the solar eclipse that did traverse the US. So when I meditate on that question, I got to ask myself, did we win World War One? Were there any winners after the world wars? Or were we all losers? Eclipses in prophecy. They say in May 10th, 1532 BCE, Abraham in Canaan experienced an eclipse escaping drought and famine. They say Amos in 762 BCE saw an eclipse fall over Assyria and took it as a sign for the downfall of that kingdom. And then Amos chapter 8, verse 9, and on that day, says the Lord God, I will make the sun go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in broad daylight. Jonah, same way, prophesies the downfall of Nineveh during the same eclipse. And his prophecy is so legends. It's known as the sign of Jonah. Okay, you can check that out. Here's a quick summary of it. Right before the eclipse, Jonah told Nineveh, yo, y'all got 40 days to repent. Y'all going to receive mad destruction by earthquake, insurrection, plague, famine, and drought. Yo, and he was so firm with it. Everybody listened, even the king. Okay? And everybody fasted for 40 days, even the animals. They say Nineveh was spared. You got one eclipse associated with the crucifixion of the Christ, March 19th, 33 BCE. Okay? And an account of it can be found in what's called the Report of Pilate, Pontius Pilate, right? Jesus was delivered to him by Herod, Archelaus, Philip, Annas, Caiaphas, and all the people. And at his crucifixion, the sun was darkened, the stars appeared, and in all the world, people lighted lamps from the 6th hour till evening. The moon appeared like blood. There's also an eclipse associated with the birth of the prophet Muhammad, as well as, and that would be November 24th, 569, as well as the death of Muhammad's son, excuse me, Ibrahim, January 27th, 632. Okay? And here are those accounts on the screen. So I already mentioned this, where what is an eclipse, astrologically speaking? It's where the sun and the moon conjunct the north node, right? Y'all can see that in that chart right there. A new moon, sun and moon conjunction occurs every new moon, right? But it's when the node is there involved that you're going to have that occulting. Why? Because not only are in the same area space, but they're on the same path. Okay? There's something we should know about the sun and sun conjunction, right? We already mentioned this, that a conjunction is an aspect, right? when two luminaries are within 3 to 7 degrees of each other, right? So now when the sun conjuncts something or is hard conjunct, there's something happen that's called combust. And what that is the sun's power is so intense, it combusts, it burns out the other planet. Okay? It's canceled. Why? Because the sun just overpowers it. So now, this causes us to really have to meditate on something. Again, how our ancestries move, right? In today's modern astrology, usually what we consider the new moon is when the sun is combusting the moon. When the sun and the moon are in exact degree of aspect of one another. And so we be working our rituals and our new moon affirmations and our change of habits and all of that. We aligning it with this sun moon calculated astrological conjunction, right? But if we study our ancients, we study the ancestries, the new moon always started at the first visible crescent. When the moon was far away enough from the sun that you could see it. But it would just be a small, scant slither, small slant crescent, right? Again, why? When the moon was invisible, due to its proximity of the sun, the ancients considered this a malefic time and did as little as possible. So if they just did that every new moon and waited till they could see a crescent before they put their works in motion, that just ultimately does reaffirm when it's an eclipse, right? So during a solar eclipse, the moon occults the sun. Again, malefic time. Okay? North Node is the destiny point in our chart, right? It's where we headed based on the trajectory we came in here with. Like we all are characters with a mission, right? And we all kind of like that Millennium Falcon. It's a little beat up, but we could work it to get where we going, right? And we got our space-time coordinates set. Pure, we about to launch off. That's your North Node. Where you're headed. All the other placement of the planets, that's the condition of your Falcon. You know, your shit's fucked up. You got a whole, you got a whole lot of squares and oppositions, causing drag and lag and or what is it? Oh, you got to tune up last lifetime, so you got all these trines and sextiles. That's what your node is. So an eclipse, if anything, we could say it is a fateful time. It's a destined time, you know? It is a time to reflect on our purpose and where we're headed, you know? Your fate as determined by prior behaviors. Okay? Yeah. But then, even on a grander scale, during eclipses, it is wise to see where the eclipse falls in the charts of nations and leaders. The great American eclipse of 2017, yeah, we had to look at the Don Mon's chart. where was this thing falling, you know? And yeah. We see the Don Mon. Look, he got Neptune and Jupiter, players of the prophetic stage in his second house, money maker. That is a millionaire mark right there, you know? Uh Mars in his 12th though. Pluto in his 12th. Uh. Yeah. So he's a Leo rising. That's why he got that mane on top of his head, right? So we took a look at that. We ain't gonna get all deep in that tonight, but we did want to look at where this eclipse fell in his chart and what? It was his 12th house. And we said, yo, within 28 days of this eclipse, things beyond his control, 12th house, was going to cause revelations and deep secrets. Possibility, bump him up out of there, you know? And we see how that's playing out. Coming full circle 24 with this uh quote unquote insurrection, you know? So y'all with me? I'm hearing someone texting me. Y'all, are we good? We
Yeah, we
good?
good. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, we blessed. Let's get it.
All
We're
right.
going in.
So the US chart, the 2017 eclipse fell in the US's fourth house. Homeland insecurity. Fourth house is the homeland. It's, you know, yeah. And Mars was conjunct the eclipse and Nadir. This domestic conflicts, this domestic terrorism, these all the shootouts. Yo, pillars. Let's see if one day we can have AI show us how many mass murders pre-17 post-eclipse.
Okay.
You know? That would
Mm-hmm.
say a lot to this
Right.
aspect, you know?
Right. Yeah, I
So
run the data analysis.
give thanks. So we also said, hey, we might see some earthquakes, right? With Mars being there. Nadir is the earthquake trigger point in geodetic and national charts, you know? So, yeah. We want to just highlight them things because they may be relevant in April 8th, 2024. Wow, even look at how the mathematics line up, you know, on this 44 year. So, hey, thank y'all for your patience. We went in. I'm 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 sealed up with that portion too, pillars.
Yes, I give thanks, Roz. Give thanks.
Yes.
How many
Beautiful
people in the
present.
house?
We got 34.
All right, y'all hung in there. Y'all
Yes,
know
the
what it
family
is.
done. Yes, indeed.
All right.
Good number 34.
Uh,
So if we do have questions from the audience, I would say now is the perfect time to begin to get those questions answered. And you could type if there's a question and you don't want to ask it, you can actually type it and I will ask it.
Now, I wanted to know what was the significance about them moons falling on the Mondays and Tuesdays this year. And thank
so
you. You did a wonderful job. I appreciate you.
You said moons falling?
Yeah, on Mondays and Tuesdays this year, it was like, it was weird. Throughout the year, it was like Monday, new moon, full moons was on Mondays and Tuesday.
This was what, in 23?
Yes.
I didn't pay attention to that. I'd have to kind of look forward and see how that rolled out. But
Yeah, we gotta combat it. So I've been kind of on it.
well, Monday is the moon's day.
It's the moon day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if it's a full moon or a new moon on the moon's day, that's a time to work that lunar energy. Wear your moonstone, get out in the moon rays, make sure you're well hydrated with high quality H2O, right?
This
And
Hawaiian volcanic water.
oh, sound like you can't go wrong. And then
Alkaline.
yeah, work on your emotions, work on your inner world, work on the water principle inside of you, right? Which rules our emotions.
One more question. Thank you so much. Um, Red. So you got me kind of into that like sun gazing. So I kind of went into tears when Blue had put in the beginning, like when you sun gazing, like those colors, like after you do it, like those are colors that I kind of like see, and it kind of like threw me because the first time I did it was like crazy. I was watching something you had did maybe like last year or so. Um, was that something like what he was showing us? Like as far as like when you sun gaze, you know what I mean? You know how you showed, you do the one hand and then the one hand. You
Right.
know how you did
Right.
it.
One eye at
So
a time.
right.
Yeah.
So when Blue was showing those first pictures of those colors, it threw me for a loop because it's like those are the actual colors. Like after you do it, you see like the world look different, yo. Like I really appreciate you like
Oh, you
opening me
mean
up
like
to
the Aurelio Boris and stuff like that?
yes, like the colors is like the whole street look different.
Well, think about it. You're beginning to, take in these sun rays and whatnot. You're sun gazing. So it's definitely going to enhance your eyesight. It's definitely you're gonna see colors. You're even gonna receive downloads. So with the sun activity the way it is right now, I would highly recommend that you maintain your sun gazing and even your sun bathing. For those
Yeah,
who
it
can
looks
get
completely I'm sorry not to cut you off, but it looks completely blue to me. I can stare I actually in it. It freaks me out sometimes.
right. I mean,
Tapped in.
definitely tapped in. You don't want to really, you don't want to you want to be mindful of the times that you're sun gazing as well. It fares better when it's the beginning of the rising sunrise, not noon, and also around the time of sunset. A good brother taught me a ritual, as Azazel, rest in peace. He said, horizon, sun rising is Horus rising, and sunset is set. It's the setting of set. So you bury your intentions, or you put things to rest when the sun is setting. So if when the sun is setting, that's when you basically bury what it is that you want to bury. That's when you put things away. When the sun is rising, that's when you give birth to things. So in your meditation, you would want to give birth. You would want to bring forth. You know what I mean? You would want to program your day that way.
Right.
So,
And can I say one more thing too?
mhm,
Also, so that's why I kind of start my, your positive affirmations. I do them more so at night because like it goes to rest with me. Is
facts.
that
Both.
okay? Come
We
on.
yeah,
I
we do
love
the
you.
right. We do the affirmations definitely before sleep to program you. You going into this quantum realm and whatnot. you're going into the sleep state. But there's also affirmations when one rises that has to do with gratitude for just rising, to
Oh,
show gratitude,
absolutely.
right?
He
And
hit
also,
the floor.
exactly. And also to, possibly being the first thing that you program your day with, you're in charge of the first messages that you receive. You're in charge of, what your day is going to actually be like energy wise and whatnot. That has a
So
lot to. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but how can I protect my energy while I'm asleep?
Say that again.
How can I
How can
protect my energy while I'm asleep?
All right. Most important for everybody who's being affected in their sleep state, take the phone away from you. Take it out the room. For
And the
those who
mirrors,
really
no mirrors.
beyond the
Okay.
mirror, it's not that. It's your phone. It's the frequency of the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth that is affecting people in their dream state. That's not the only reason, but that plays a major part. We are not necessarily collectively, taking this as serious as it needs to be taken. We're not putting diodes on the phone. We're not protecting it. So these devices have become even more radioactive than they were when they first came out and whatnot. These updates that they give it, and you don't know what kind of technology is taking place. Auto suggestion. The phone is sending out suggestions the same way that Google could come up with stuff when you think it. Well, they're also beaming signals, ELF signals, to be like kill, 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 murder, murder, murder. Look how many people have been decapitated. Look how many people are like, you got like landlords killing their tenants, and you got sons decapitating their parents, and it's heinous crimes taking place. But at the same time, that's what Netflix is showing you. That's what all of, I remember when it was one streaming network. Now there's like 6 of them, and 5 of them are giving you all of this true crime stuff. They're telling you how the bodies are being chopped up, the Jeffrey Dahmer stuff. So you got people eating GMO, smoking GMO weed, sipping on spirits, eating bad processed food, watching Jeffrey Dahmer, and then going to sleep with the radio on and the phone next to them. What
Right, but
kind of
that's why we
experience?
change our music too, because the HD and the music, listen to higher vibing music.
Oh, Spirit just told me this to tell you, and this would be something that I would
Wow.
encourage you to try, and then tell me what the results are. Binaural beats, right?
Yeah, I do.
Binaural. Okay,
I listen to
and
the chakra joints for like
yes,
3 to 6 hours, like once or twice a week. I try to do, because like this light is higher than them, bruh, and it's like a gift and a curse. I
of
like
course. I
uh
take it from me. I
you
get
see
it.
me in tears, and that's why y'all like us. I know I hate to take over it, but last week on Thursday, dude was talking about like what somebody had already did. I'm like, yo, do he not know that man
But
head done been on a plate?
let's see if
Like we in
let's
so
see
much
if let's see if there are other questions though, and
by
open that
neural
portal,
beat.
you
Thank
know. And
you.
we
Right.
appreciate, love you, and honor you, sister. Thank you for your sharing.
Got me in
Yes.
tears.
It's all good.
See,
But I would definitely try out maybe, like I said, don't have if you have like Bluetooth speakers, right? Like I have like the speakers outside the bedroom, right? So at night I might turn the binaural beats on, and it's subtle. It's not blasting and whatnot, because that's not the body that's hearing it in the sleep state. You don't have to play it loud. It's subtle, because in your sleep state, you're still gonna pick it up. You're still going to be able to benefit off of what you're hearing and whatnot. But you do not want to have these electronic devices in your circumference while you are in your sleep state, because you may not you may be getting signals and dreams and all kind of stuff, and it might not be from you. So be very mindful of that. These devices are they have two, quote unquote, they're double-ended, right? They're double-ended, gift and the curse.
Thank you.
So next question, please, from the family.
Yo, peace, everyone. This was really amazing. It was the same question I had asked in the last one, which was about, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, loud and
Yeah,
clear.
yeah, because it's raining outside now. About anything auspicious, Ross, that you see at the beginning of March, particularly March 9th through the 11th, because in the Hebrew Aramaic calendar, next year is a double Adar, which is a double Pisces, and that comes 7 times in 19 years. And so it's almost like the leap year on the Hebrew calendar. So a lot of the small hat community is talking about like big celebrations and Messiah talk and special Purim, which is their like kind of Halloween celebration.
Before he answers that, I have to reiterate, because I did not mention it, that on August the 12th, that's the day after they said hip hop was born, because of the, you had the 40-year cycles, right? August the 12th, 43, 83, and then August the 12th, 2023, everybody was focusing on Hawaii, Lahaina. So when you popped up, it reminded me to remind the family that we have to really look into that forgotten tragedy that basically got swept under the rug. And it just shows you where humanity is at. We left 2,000 kids missing, and then was like, I'll catch up, you know what I mean? On to the next tragedy. Nobody
Facts.
never said anything about, so that's where humanity is going, because we are desensitized. We are dehumanized. For Kafunya, just asking about the solutions, we're in the Kali Yuga, so there are solutions. However, there's also the aspect of just being honest about where you are in time right now. If we were not in the Kali Yuga, why did the whole world forget about 2,000 children that got incinerated? Nobody said anything. So what's going on with their spirits and their souls and whatnot? And then we focus on, is it real? And you got 20,000 dead, right? And amongst that, the majority of those are women and children. They said about 53% of the quote unquote students in Palestine are dead. Right? So because of the simple fact that the day that they said that there's 2,000 children missing, the next day, the whole world didn't put pressure on them. They didn't have UN hearings and all of this other stuff. They just carried on with tradition. They allowed them to say, yeah, they've been missing for a week. Well, wait, what do you think they at, bro? It's 2,000 of them. Where did they go? I mean, it's the hypocrisy and the stupidity of what the media does to just dumb down the masses and whatnot. It's like it's almost like a curse got even stronger because we didn't attack that. Now we got to deal with this. So what's gonna come after that? Because this is not receiving no type of justice. People are just bumping their gums and marching and whatnot, but the killing continues. So
Facts.
I'll let Ross Ben answer that question that you asked, but I had to get that out.
Yeah, I didn't y'all can hear me?
Yes.
All right. I didn't I remember that question and I thought it was really relevant, especially with just like the movement of planets, Saturn ending up in Pisces, right? And how you said the double Adar is like a double Pisces, right? And I didn't follow up on it, but I do think it's part of also just the timing where we say, what? We're going to need to know the prophetic stage. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean in prophecy? You know, these are the type of things we're going to have to be aware of. Why? Because there's going to be inspired acts, inspired events based on the double Adar, you know? And so that's what I would have to add to that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Gratitude.
Indeed.
Oh,
Yes. So do we have any more? Anybody else in the audience wanted to add on?
Yeah.
tequila?
Brother Jamal.
You
Yes,
got something?
I asked that question already.
No, I saw that you wrote in the chat, listening to 72 names of God before bed while brushing teeth, light candles, set intentions for dream time. Do you care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so the 72 names are 3 verses from Exodus where Moses parted the Red Sea. And my teacher's ancestor, Abraham Abulafia, when he was meditating on the Hebrew Torah, realized that those were 72 three-letter combinations connected to divinity. One of them is Lamed Lamed Hey, Lila, which is the one for dreaming. And they say that when you in the Kabbalistic Moroccan Kabbalistic tradition, meditating on Lamed Lamed Hey keeps Lilith away, because that energy of Lilith like is the succubus that comes in dreams. So when
Right.
you listen to those 72 names before you go to sleep, I've been doing it for over 23 years. It's like putting on body armor and you protect yourself. And like to this day, I have not had one
To this
incident
day.
in my dream.
To
To
this
this
To this
day,
day.
day.
you
Can
know,
he
like
repeat that?
yeah, to this day, like listening to
72.
the 72, I actually put it inside of the
It's in the
chat.
chat.
Yeah, listening to those names are really powerful. I mean, you could listen to the 99 names of Allah. They got 108 names of Krishna, but I do believe that like because people have put an energy into these names for protection, that they do put a form of body armor on you before you go to sleep to protect you. And so that it's what I've personally used. My children use it and my family uses it. The 72 divine names in Hebrew. Listening to them before you go to sleep is really powerful.
To this
Thank you
day.
so much.
To this day. So you got
I
that
got a
tequila?
question.
Yes.
Tequila, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a Libra.
Okay.
Okay. So I know my Venus is Libra, right? Does that make me like is that why like I don't know, like it's like the balance should like be there? Is that like really like a thing? Because I got like 3
I
Libras.
couldn't just you know, I'd have to see your chart. I wouldn't even want to
Right. We had to
begin
pull up the chart and go a little bit
guessing
deeper than
that,
that.
you know?
And also,
Hey, let me ask
what's a
something.
good
Let me
yeah?
ask something. Is Carol Terry still in the session? Carol Terry, are you still with us? Because we were graced tonight by one of my astrology teachers, like first students, you know? Like I would say I was probably one of his last students. This sister was one of his first, and is you know, because we studied under brother Baba Kofi Burgi
Yes, legend.
here in Philadelphia. He had Kofi's astrology bookstore right on Broad Street for a number of decades. Y'all Passed it enough times coming up Broad Street. Carol Terry. I saw she is signed up tonight. I wanted to get some feedback from her, you know, how I'm representing,
Right,
you know,
right.
but I don't know, has she poked at something or says she here?
No, I
No.
didn't. There was
All right.
no response.
All right. Well, love anyway, sister, and salute. Thank you for coming and tuning in, you know?
Definitely, definitely. So yeah, we about to wrap it up, guys. We are at the. Let me see. I don't even know at what. We at the 4. We almost at the 5-hour mark, and that's a
Uh,
beautiful thing. You know what I mean? You know,
uh.
we at the 4. It's 2024, and we at the 4:44 right now. You know what I'm talking
All
about?
right. Give thanks. Well,
So
thank y'all
yes,
for coming. I hope it was worth your while and help you have clarity of vision. And we
yeah,
appreciate love, you coming and being a part of it so we could have inspired talk, even though it's virtual. If it was just us and a camera recording, we wouldn't have the same inspiration. But because you are in us in community on
right.
this Zoom, we do feel like we're talking to someone, So give thanks. We love y'all.
Super facts. And I know that I speak for Blue Pill. If he's not here, that we want to say, thank you for everybody that pulled up. As we said in the title of this dissertation, this is the 2024 40 forecast. So with any forecast, similar to when Al Roker told you to bring your umbrella outside because it's going to rain, that's what the forecast is for. It's to prepare you for things that are going to be inevitable, right? There's nothing that we could do to change the precession of the equinox. There's not a thing that we could do to stop, planets from aligning and whatnot. But what we do have is foresight. And that foresight is a solution. And that foresight is something that is priceless because that's something that 98% of the people walking this planet, walking into 2024, don't have. So we are literally ahead of the pack right now. We are responsible now that we have this information as to what's going to take place in the upcoming months, that we become the teachers of those who are unprepared and those who are not in the class tonight and whatnot. So the solution is to become the teacher so you can now take the information that you learned and to help other people walk through their quote unquote darkness or the unknown. Because based off of what is shown in the charts, 2024 is going to reveal a lot of unknowns and a lot of darkness. So one thing that's important is camaraderie. We have to collectively be not just a community in word, but in action. We got to move like a tribe. We got to stick around. We can't just be in and out of people's circumference and whatnot, because to be honest with you, if you say where I'm from, if you say you down, you down. You can't back out. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you signed up for this thing called consciousness, at your signing party, you might not have read the paperwork, but you signed up for a lot. You didn't sign up for a soft life. That's not what this is for. And if you signed up for a soft life, I don't know why you should read your paperwork. You signed up for something. So stand on that. And with that being said, thank you everyone once again for pulling up and for receiving this information as it was given to you. Please do something with it. And we definitely will be seeing you very soon. As a matter of fact, we'll be seeing you on Sunday from our Patreons. We'll be seeing you at the end of the year. I'm doing something on New Year's Day. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll do a whole 2023 review, all of the salacious news. So with that being said, peace, love, and light. Travel safe. And take the phone out the bedroom. Okay. All right, y'all. Purge.
But all three of them?
Oh, matter of fact, yes, all three of them. All three of them. We gotta, I say we're gonna end this with magic. So we gotta end this with I could do magic. I could do magic. All right. So yeah, let's end it with the magic, with the magi. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, started out with nothing. Now I got a whole lot of something. Breaking through the roof. Will it walk away? Yeah, started out with nothing. Now I got a whole lot of something. Breaking through the roof. Will it walk when they press the button? When I do a money ritual, all of a sudden money started coming. Then I cut the Holy Ghost. I still be rhyming even when I'm mumbling. You repeat my name 3 times. While you staring in the mirror, bottle will appear. Like poof, I came from out of thin air. So me the gun is like a magic wand. I make a problem disappear. I never hated tape out his mouth. Just to turn up to veneer. I can do magic, I can do magic. 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 When I open up my mouth, I can move masses. Black magic on the beat, turn it to a classic. I'ma take the money out the bank, then I'ma put it in a mattress. Told me the niggas gotta pick the color, so I turn it to my own fashion. I'm the original AI, I don't gotta go to practice. I got the answer for all the questions, you don't even gotta ask it. Pop, 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 pop. Heard another rapper got blasted. True, DMT, Molly, X. I'ma mix it all up with the acid. I can do magic, I can do magic. 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 Call me Houdini, the way I remove chains, I make it look too easy. When I can't blow, make the money fall from the sky like it's Lucini. Too creepy. When I'm about to talk to them, I'm a wizard, I use Ouija. Audio, side partner, take the pipe down. Call her Luigi. I'm the blue genie. When I do a magic spell, I say hocus pocus. Get the cauldron smoke, whipping the dopest post. I know who the Holy Ghost, Alakazam. I do magic like Shaq and Kazam. On the magic like Shaq and Orlando. I come from a magical land, feel like Urban Johnson on the Lakers. I got some talented magical hands. If you pass it to me near the basket, I'll do an immaculate slam. Damn, abracadabra, turn imagination into matter. I've been turning odds into cadavers. I'm the Alpha and the Omega. I'ma be in the fore and after. I'm a magician, I'm the alchemist when in the kitchen. Got a secret recipe, I'm mixing. If you witness Jehovah, you snitching. Are you Christian? No, I'm different. I created a whole new religion. I be making accurate predictions. Life is like an episode of Simpsons. I can do magic, I can do magic. 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 I can do magic, I can do magic.
All right.